Welcome back with another video. Currently the markets are crashing, so we think this is a brilliant opportunity to dive into where we would like to invest, because actually this channel is all about a China opportunity, right? So yeah, watch this video if you want to know more about where we are investing and what you could actually do with this kind of a market crash.
Hello, this is Miriam and Marcel from Dongxi. At this channel we tell you everything about China's hidden champions, and we will discover their business models and how well they're performing in the actual stock market. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure to subscribe and hit the bell button. If you have been here before, welcome back. We're so happy to have you.
So as startup founders and running our own business, we usually have all of our money invested actually in the business, but we have a little bit of spare change aside. So Miriam is opening a portfolio with 500 euros, I'm opening a portfolio with 1000 euros, and this will be all about, making use of this China opportunity and the stock crash in general, because we think actually this is a good time to pick up some cheap shares. So stay tuned. In this video we will dive into how we build up our portfolio. So in our portfolio will be invested mostly into US listed Chinese companies. So these are companies that you may have never heard of before, but they're actually listed at the US stock exchanges, plus some companies that have a very big exposure to the Chinese market, for instance Tesla or Apple or Starbucks, because they will also go with the market trend in China. So the idea with our portfolio is to, even with a small step you can start. We only invest a little bit of money because that's all our spare change that we're having. But the idea is to find high growth stocks that can be, 10x in the future. And so it's a very high risk portfolio, but at the same time, it could also start to build up your personal wealth in a way. But speaking of that, we are in no way financial advisors, so please take everything we say with a piece and with a grain of salt, because we have no intention to tell you which kind of stock you should buy or hold or sell. What we can offer you is to give you a personal journey to, be transparent about the stuff that we are doing so that you can learn of it. And actually, because our business is all connected with China, I think we have some deep down know-how and insights to information and knowledge about some companies that you possibly not have so far. So we are sharing it with you and welcome you to do your own research and do your own due diligence on those kind of companies.
Now we think this is a really great opportunity, as the stock market the last couple of days has been going down due to the health crisis that has hit the world and actually started in China and moved from there to Europe. Here we're not saying the word of this crisis, because actually the YouTube algorithm doesn't like it, but we're sure you know what we mean.
Yeah, right. And about the situation, particularly in China, we hear that the numbers of those newly affected by this kind of crisis is going down. So China is currently doing a great job at kind of containing the situation in the area where the outbreak happened initially. And in the rest of the country, we're hearing that businesses are actually starting to work again, and people start to go out and life becomes more and more normal. At the same time, we see that now the first cases are appearing in Europe, and the US is not affected yet. So we're not saying that this crisis is kind of over. The stock markets could still react further to it, and this health crisis is nowhere from over. But on the other hand, we see that in China it kind of has peaked already, and we think that the outlook for 2020 is maybe now not that bad anymore.
Another opportunity that we see here is during this time of crisis and also after the crisis, disruptive innovations usually spark. So you will find cheaper services, quicker services, more productive services, and we can see how the behavior of the businesses and customers will change after such a setback. So people are more likely to adapt new services and products, which is also a great opportunity for the Chinese market.
Okay, so without any further talking, let's jump quickly into our portfolios, how they look today, because actually we already started yesterday and today with making the first trades, and we quickly have a look at what are our first positions, and then please expect also more trades to come in the future, so stay tuned on this topic.
So let's have a look at my first purchases and jump right into it. So I started out with Luckin Coffee. That's mainly because I see the history of Luckin Coffee. I've done several videos about it. You can check it out. I see that their business model is actually super interesting. They're tapping right into this new smart retail area, which is not very well covered by other companies yet. So I see huge potential there. However, I was also a little bit hesitant, and as you can see, that's why I just bought 2 stocks for now, because they have a little bit of an issue with their management or the board, and you can also see this in my other video.
And maybe as a comment on that, so usually it's also a very good strategy to, with the first purchase, to make just a smaller position, because as of now, today the stocks might even go down even further and further. So maybe with your second trade, you can buy up more of the same stock, so that your cost position is not as bad.
At the same time, I thought this was a really good opportunity, because if we look into it, that we can see that the price was actually quite up already, and in the course of the crisis this product price also fell, so I thought it's a really good time to buy the shares here. Then my second purchase is NIO, which is another Chinese startup, and actually I bought it. I think you will talk a little bit more about it, because I'm impressed by their company, and just 2 days before the market started to crash, they secured funding, which was long expected, and I see that there is a great future in general for electric mobility. So as you can see, I mainly bought products that I personally believe in. And then the third product I bought, you can see here, is Pinduoduo. So Pinduoduo is a startup, a Chinese startup that we haven't discussed yet in detail in one of our videos, but we will in the future. The reason why I bought it is, as you can see, the price in the last 6 months for this stock has been quite volatile, but recently it has been falling a lot. You see the dip here. And overall, it does have the potential to be very solid over time. We will talk more about their business model in a future video. Now let's quickly jump back to sum things up, what I bought so far. As you can see, I just started yesterday. Overall, of my 500 euro portfolio, I just spent 220 euros so far, and I already made a loss of 4.70 euro.
Okay. All right, let's quickly jump into my portfolio. So as you see, I have deposited 1,000 euros and I invested 240 euros more or less so far. And I bought also Luckin Coffee. Why is that? Because, well, usually when I'm in China, I'm also using their services, and I also see the disruptive potential of what they're doing. And I'm not going further into detail. You can watch Miriam's videos on the business model and the background of the company. However, what strikes me really is that they have a huge market opportunity growth. So the market in which they're going in is very, very big, and they have not captured all of it yet. So I just feel this company has a very big potential room to grow. The second company that I've invested in, and that's also the same as Miriam did, is NIO. Once again, you know that I'm doing lots of videos about NIO, and that I've got particularly excited once again after last week that we have now the agreement about some local government funding coming in. And in general, during this market crash, NIO has actually has been quite stable. So they have obviously lost a lot of their share price, but not as much in relation to other stocks. So it's really holding up nicely here, and I think there is so much room to grow in the future, so that I think in 2020, when most of the bad news has happened, and I think there is some more bad news, so you can also watch my videos on that, there should be some growth opportunities within 2020 and the years to come. And then I have 2 spec stocks. So one is Qutoutiao, which is kind of a competitor to ByteDance. And you may know ByteDance from their actually app which they have in the market, which is TikTok, or in China it's Douyin. And this has been spectacularly successful on a global level and is reaching lots of users. It's the next social network. They're strong in the area of short videos. And so they're not listed at the stock exchanges yet. So they're still in a startup stage and they are not IPO'd. But I have looked into what's in the markets, and I thought that Qutoutiao, even though that's a different company and a different service, but they're offering an app which is also doing short videos and is targeting more the smaller cities in China. And I've been investing in them into another portfolio already, and I've been up more than 50%. So that is kind of why I think that this might be a long run if you want to be invested in this kind of short video opportunity. And then I made one more trade, which is about Weibo, which is the Chinese Twitter in a way. And as we have been dealing with them through the work that we've been doing in China, actually we have our own Weibo account with more than 20,000 followers in China. So we really know how this platform works. We know that they're really strong at monetization. And in general, I haven't been looking too much at their, numbers in terms of the fundamentals and, the profits and so on. No, I just have the gut feeling that this stock is too much beaten down, maybe through the trade war and also now this current health crisis going on. So I think there's some room for recovery, and this is just a little bet that I'm taking here. And last but not least, today I'm looking to make one trade, which is about Tesla, because I think Tesla is very exposed into the Chinese market. Actually, 2020 will be the year of Tesla China, as the Gigafactory Shanghai is finally up and running. So we will see lots of positive news coming out from China regarding Tesla. And my portfolio right now is actually a little bit too small. Maybe if you follow my Twitter, you saw that yesterday I've invested in another portfolio and actually bought some Tesla shares as they're going down now. But in this portfolio, I cannot invest in a Tesla share because it would take up too big of a chunk. So instead, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to invest in some in very risky actually products, financial products, in some call options of Tesla, that I'm going to say that at some point in time Tesla will reach a certain share price, and thereby I will profit hopefully if it's going into that direction. But at the same time I can also lose all of the money that I'm investing in this kind of financial products. I'm not saying that this is something that you should do. I'm just seeing this kind of opportunity arising here, and it is something that I want to be invested in and should be part of my China portfolio here. And Tesla is just one example that I'm just picking here because I'm very informed about this company, but there are other companies such as Starbucks or Apple. I think Miriam, she also did a little investment in Starbucks, which are very, very exposed to the Chinese market, and that could also have a China opportunity in the next coming months.
So these are the companies that we invested in for now. There will be more to come, and obviously there are many, many more companies that we can cover in our portfolio. If you're interested in any of those Chinese companies, if you have heard of any that you're interested in or think about investing, please use the comment section below and we will get in touch and have a discourse there, how we can optimize the portfolio and which other stocks are out there. So we've done a lot of trading yesterday and today. What are you up to now, Marcel?
Well, it's the weekend, but that doesn't mean I can relax. I'm actually going to the Gigafactory Berlin once again. I'm going to meet with those friends that we have who are actually on Twitter active and reporting about it. And we're going to discuss a little bit about, the protests that we've been actually also making some videos on. And obviously also want to look again, like what has been the progress at the factory side. So yeah, expect some videos and some news about Tesla here in Berlin again. And yeah, so I need to do that over the weekend.
So if you don't want to miss out on how our stocks are actually performing and which companies we're going to invest to in the future, make sure to subscribe to our channel, hit the bell button, ask us any question you like, and hope to see you again next time around when we invest more in our portfolio. Bye bye.
See you next time. Bye bye.